Bonjour, I'm Amadeus and this is life at my half-a-château in the southwest of France. It's a place of slow rhythms, small joys and endless to-do lists that don't always get done, and somehow that's okay. Today we're starting where all good Wednesdays begin, at the market in Piégut, my favorite in the whole of Périgord. I'll show you what I brought home, cook something simple, fix a few things around the house, and talk a little about something I've been thinking about lately. Stress. Or rather, the surprising absence of it. So, if you're in the mood for a gentle day with me and my dog Anita, come along! The market here in Piégut happens every Wednesday, and now that we're at the end of April, or actually now May, you can feel the season changing. The stalls are fuller, the colors brighter, and the energy lighter. Soon it'll be tomato season. It's about a 30-minute drive from the chateau, and honestly, it's one of my favorite markets. The vegetables are so local, they often still have dirt on them. And the bread. This pain de campagne is from a tiny stand run by one man, and it might just be the best bread I've ever tasted every single week. Today's lunch is simple: pan-fried asparagus with olive oil, some onions and a bit of lemon juice. That's it. Nothing fancy, just what the season gives. I just came back from Petra for lunch and look! She had this as a gift for me. She said like, oh, she found it somewhere and she wasn't sure if she's gonna use it. It's really cute, it's really cute soupière, and I thought I could even use this as something, as a dish for the yoga retreats or for the retreats to serve like fruit salad in or something. It isn't French, I think. I'll have a look. Google always comes in handy. I could not find anything on my search, but I think it is what it is. It looks really cute, so I'm happy. Yeah, sometimes it's just like even Google Lens doesn't show you like exactly the things. This might be a brand logo that's maybe from a really tiny brand, or I don't know. It's porcelain, that's for sure. There's something so comforting about the smell of sun-dried laundry. It's like a scent that doesn't exist any other time of year, just fabric, wind and sunlight. It sounds silly maybe, but I'd missed that smell, and today it felt like a tiny little reward. The irises are starting to open, just one or two for now, but it's enough to feel the season shifting. Back inside I put things away, slowly. I don't always move fast these days, and that's on purpose. Outside, I cleared some old branches, tidied a few corners, nothing big, just the kind of things that make you feel connected to where you live. And then I made myself an iced coffee and sat in the sun with Anita. Honestly, there's not much more I needed from the day than that. This year is my first rose of the year. This is also my laundry chardier. I'm not really sure. All of these were a package of Romantica roses. After all that peace and sunshine, I thought, let's fix a few of those little things I've been ignoring, like the holes from the old curtain rods and some bits of paint that needed touching up. So all of this needs to dry now before we paint it. But it's just little jobs, you know, that sometimes I didn't want to do. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to get this out and then go. And yeah, you know, sometimes you just got to force yourself through those little detail jobs that actually make like the huge difference at the very end if you look closely. But yeah, sometimes you just don't want to do it. So they did a great job, but I have to correct because there's just some of the plaster that had gone off that they closed up. So we'll need to paint over that and get a paintbrush out, and yeah, that'll be my next step. When I'll be redoing this room, actually I want to change this mantelpiece because it's a really, in my opinion, an ugly mantelpiece that isn't even like period appropriate or anything appropriate. It just isn't appropriate. So I love to change it, and I'm on the hunt already, like trying to look, because this one is quite high, but I could actually also do it a bit lower. I just need the space to open up the gutta from the up. Look, because it opens up like this. I rarely use it, but I'm planning to use it more once this becomes my salon. But for this we need to rip up the floor and redo the floor. And once the floor is redone, it will anyway go all a bit higher. So we'll have to redo the tiling in there, and then we can take off this mantle and do a much nicer mantle and look for something that will be more fitting and will be much nicer, not so clunky. I think it feels too big, too clunky, too like, ugh. Don't like it. Hello. I found this really interesting somehow, that, I don't know, I feel like I should be stressed, but I'm really not. I did get stressed right before I had to go to Germany, because the hip impingement was getting so bad that I had a panic attack right before I had to leave, because I was like, I'm gonna lose my leg. I was really like, I don't know what was happening with me, but I was just like, I was so stressed and so worried and so occupied with this pain in my hip that it took over, and I was full of fear, and somehow I have managed to let go of all of it while I was in Germany. And I feel like every day it's getting better now with the hip. So I feel like my rehab is working, and that my decompression is also working, and that also mentally I'm just at a much better place, and I think I'm really ready for summer to kick in, and I'm ready for taking things slowly. I don't want to be stressed all the time, because it just doesn't make sense to be stressed. It's not just rushing through projects will not get me anywhere, because then I start comparing myself, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm not as fast as this people or that people. You know, it's just, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to stress yourself out. It doesn't make sense to compare yourself. I'm me. I'm gonna do things at my speed, how I can. I cannot do any major big renovations before the retreat happens, and I still have bookings open for the August kind of getaway. I'm kind of considering like canceling that, because I have not received any bookings so far, and I think maybe I could start already in July taking up the floor, which would mean that I would have about 1 or 2 months more to deal with it and to get it ready before winter hits, because I need to move out the radiators, you know. So it's all kind of like a chain of things that you always have to think about. I have gone to the land of peace I think. And I think I had this discussion already with someone, I don't remember who that was, but we were talking about stress and about being calm, and they told me like, you always seem so super calm, Amadeus. I think it's really like I seem calm even though I'm like, ah, on the inside I'm like, ah. But I think, yeah, I think at the same time, with age, you realize that there is no sense in stressing about things that you cannot change. If you can change them, don't stress about it. And if you can't change them, don't stress about them, you know? Sometimes it's easier said than done. I believe that, yes, absolutely. Been there, done that. But I am trying to be better. And now I'm gonna take a shower, and Petra invited us all for a little apéro at hers, and that's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna enjoy the company of my friends. Thank you for watching, guys. I shall see you next week. If you want to continue watching, there's videos all around me. And all that's left to say is à bientôt et au revoir from the southwest of France. Look at that sunset. Oh! Bisous, bye!